My name is Angie Blanchett, and as many of you know, yesterday there was a horrific event that took place on Capitol Hill. What happened on Capitol Hill was completely unnecessary. What happened was protesters of Trump supporters were stationed outside of Capitol Hill, waiting to hear the news of the Senate on Electoral College. If what happened yesterday on January 6th of 2021 were black protesters, the outcome would have been completely different. What we witnessed yesterday was white supremacy at its finest. This was absolutely uncalled for, and I am deeply concerned. If this were black protesters, they would have been beaten and never would have gotten into the Capitol building. But since these were white protesters, it was okay to let them in the building, ruin historical artwork, furniture, and relics that we cannot get back. They turned a beautiful building into a battleground. Because you know it's okay for white people to go freely and vandalize everything without being arrested or shot at, or being beaten because they're white and not black. So that must be okay. This was an example of white supremacy. And if you don't believe it, just take a look at Black Lives Matter protests, or any minority protest at all, for Muslims, blacks, LGBTQ plus community, indigenous, or Latinos, and compare that to the protests that we saw at Capitol Hill. After looking at the photos and watching on live news footage for hours and watching police not act and not have nearly as much security as they did for a Black Lives Matter protest, because no one cared because they were white. Then to look at the aftermath and see photos of Trump supporters just sitting there in the offices, just taking pictures, stealing things, taking pictures even with cops. One photo that really aggravated me was a photo of a Trump supporter and a cop who was helping this Trump supporter down the steps. Now, if this was a black protest, they would have been knocked down those steps, resulting in injuries. We even have seen this in those protests. You know, they say they want to build a wall, yet they're climbing up the wall of the court building, and some of them even have the Blue Lives Matter flag. You're waving it in front of the people you are literally supporting. This is exactly the kind of example that we need to show our younger generation and say America is unjust. This is why we protest for Black Lives Matter and for other lives like LGBTQ+, Muslims, Mexicans, and immigrants that are worth fighting for. I'm very disappointed because this was an opportunity for the police to show that they can be good and make a difference. But they chose to go the Trumper route. This is why people want to defund the police, because of this very example. People ask why. Just look. This is why I fight every single day for my life and others, to get my voice out and stand hand in hand, side by side with people who want to make a difference. If this is what America is, then I am ashamed, and I know I'm not the only one who thinks this. I'm ashamed that this has happened. Biden won fair and square. There was no rigging or voter fraud. What happened on January 6th of 2021 will always be remembered. It's not only the terrorist attack on Capitol Hill, but the example of injustice in this country. They call America the United States. But we are not united. America is in a civil war against itself. What happened on January 6th should have not happened. Senators should have been able to come together and discuss without Trump's cult standing or interrupting their process. I'm sad to be here, standing here and hearing and seeing all of this is happening. This is supposed to be a democracy, not a dictatorship. Yes, it is what it has become. Other countries no longer look up to us. They look down on us. Yes, we have made improvements. Yet other countries are way ahead of us. It's time to wake up. This is not Star Wars. Lastly, I would like to end by saying congratulations to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. From the Hunger Games, may the odds forever be in your favor. All I'm doing is giving my voice. So please share this to others and share your voice too. Thank you.